anybody has, and in my generation, has ever seen a circumstance like this.
I think the whole world is going to have to reshift its thinking right now.
Sometimes crisis and difficulties really is the bedrock for the great next move for people that they could never have imagined.
Our ability to compete, to innovate, to keep up, to stay ahead of competitors around the world is important. And the Rady School provides the kind of educational foundation to enable us to do that.
Maybe this is the great time to really seize the moment, to do the extraordinary.
We've had a lot of very bright scientists who have gotten their PhDs from Columbia, Harvard, Yale, University of Chicago, Princeton, and they wanted to get an MBA. And there were no schools of that caliber in the area. And so they'd go back to the East Coast, we'd lose them. So we decided that we needed a school, world class, where these people could attend and we wouldn't lose them.
A small group of us several years ago said, how do we connect, on the one hand, the virtues of the university, primarily in technology and health sciences? How do we connect that as a bridge to the community of San Diego? And we said a management school ought to be that bridge. And that's really the genesis of where the Rady School started.
Many of us in San Diego believed that we had enormous strength in sciences, but we didn't have enough people who were well-trained in business to meet the needs of the number of companies that we have in town.
It's a wonderful opportunity to be associated with that and to support that. And together, I think we can influence not only the community in San Diego, but California and our nation and the rest of the world.
The fact that there is a pool of talent here available for the creation of and enhancement of industry is a big plus.
I think education has always had a payback for the larger economy, but an education that focuses on helping people translate ideas and concepts into businesses, which in turn creates many other jobs, is really quite extraordinary. And that's the essence of, I think, the Rady School's mission.
We're in the people business. We want to attract the best and the brightest individuals that have this sense of future. And one of the best investments in the community and in San Diego is in providing support for students. It's the fellowships, it's the scholarships, it's the recognition for individuals that will transform the community.
We're trying to rebuild the country, and yet we're not able to finance our youngsters' educations. And so scholarships are the most important gift you can give right now.
Scholarships are vital in terms of lending a hand and giving young entrepreneurs a chance to succeed. It's a tragedy for young people to be limited by resources.
And if you're just looking at people who can only pay the full amount or get very lucky that one of their companies will sponsor them, I think you're missing out on a whole population of young men and women.
I was a scholarship recipient myself, and the scholarship that I received was essential to my ability to go to college. There's absolutely no question that it made a complete difference in the way my own life turned out.
So I worked 20 to 25 hours a week the whole time I was in university at UCLA, and I never really considered a scholarship or even a loan. I just kept my head down and kept going. So I think maybe we're relieving some young students from that.
That's made all the difference for us, and so we'd like to provide that difference to the extent we can to others.
The impact of the scholarship on my life was tremendous. It allowed me to attend the Rady School.
Looking at the user system and being in the biotech industry, we found that Rady was a perfect match.
It's a remarkable opportunity we have.
And the fellowship was great reassurance that this was the right school for me. To me, that said, you will fit here. We want you to be a part of this program. This is going to be a place that you can be successful.
I decided to get a business degree in addition to my PhD. The one thing I've noticed is that scientists do not know how to relay information to the general public. And I realized that when you put something in a dollar value, in an economic sense, people get it. People understand it. So I figured if I get the business degree, I can learn the language and I can implement this in my science and be able to relate to people, why are we conserving fishery species? Why are we preserving these natural resources?
Since coming to Rady, I realized there's potential for me to make a much bigger impact in terms of business and climate change.
The reception that the graduates of the school and the school itself has had in the business community in San Diego has been exceptional.
Because the youth of this community, of this country, and of this world are the future.
The Rady School will unquestionably be instrumental in unlocking the potential of the science that we have.
For me, education is the one gift that you can't take away.
I do not have an MBA, and it took me 15 or 20 years to learn what folks in a 2-year MBA program are learning.
The ability to create, to take concepts and ideas from their inception into a successful company is an enormously valuable skill set, especially in a world which will be much more competitive.
And I think the Rady School can help us do that.
It's really a place where so many young people can come, get an understanding of how business works, and create businesses and jobs right here in San Diego.
It'll be the individual that takes some discovery from the Salk Institute or from the Burnham and does something great with it, but they would not have had the opportunity to come here had it not been for a fellowship.
If you don't have fellowships or some other funding source, you end up servicing debt. Individuals that have to service debt clearly have to seek some form of stability. Fellowship allowed me to take a lot of risks I couldn't have otherwise been able to take.
And without the support of the people who provide these scholarships, none of this would be possible.
And I'm very proud of the way it's all come together.
I'm hoping that it will ensure our future here in San Diego.
This will give the students who want to, in effect, make an investment in themselves, that will give them the chance to improve their inventory of skills.
Student scholarships are a way of contributing back to a community that will then give you back a lot more as well.
What's been remarkable to me in doing it is, actually the feeling that I'm receiving all over again.
What seems like really dour and dire times for us, where there's lots of angst and anxiety, I'll use a phrase that Ernest Rady says, that there's a pony in this someplace, that there's an opportunity embedded in where we are, and we just need to be open to where those opportunities are and recognize that great things are going to happen in the future.